Hello, this is Bridget Brown with Divine Essentials. Alright, guys, we're going to talk about the crystal children today, and then I'm going to talk about the rainbow children after these. We've already done the Blu-ray souls and the indigo souls, so they kind of go Blu-ray, indigo, and then the crystal and rainbow, I feel, are kind of like, for me anyways, they've been like interchangeable. I feel like it's more of a frequency more than an age, which I've said about all of these people anyways. I don't subscribe to you have to be a certain age to fall into a category of human, okay? Or soul, okay? Because this is a soul energy. But for me, when I think of crystal children and rainbow children, they feel different to me. And even just think of the concept of those two things. When you think of a crystal, you think of something that is clear and bright and like illuminating, high vibrational, activating. And then a rainbow is more colorful, it's more grounded, it's more earthy, it's more, for me anyways, crystal children feels more polished. Rainbow children feels more earthy and more, shamanic-y, that type of thing, okay? So, crystal children, what I have seen of them and what I feel really resonates for them, they're of course going to be younger than like the people who would be coming through as the Blu-rays, which are like people who could be all the way back in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And then when we get into like the 80s and the 90s, we have more of the indigo, and then we get into those crystal and rainbow children. So they're going to be newer souls. They're definitely not usually going to be very old, but I feel like older souls can carry crystal frequencies or get activated by crystal frequencies later on. I know for myself, I went through a crystal awakening years ago, but it wasn't so long ago. Like 2011, woke up. Probably like 4 years ago, I had like a crazy spontaneous, oh my God, all of this information, all of this wisdom to do with quartz crystals specifically, which led me into a whole world of information about crystals and their power and looking at them differently than I had before. And when you think about that whole thing, that like hyper focus that I went into with them, I feel like crystal children kind of have that ability. They're going to be able to hyper focus on something, or they're going to master something, and they may not necessarily need to do it from an outside perspective where they're like going to some college or they're going to get a degree. They're just going to receive it through the divine knowing and wisdom, and they may go on a hyperfixation of their own and explore it further to get the confirmation. Because a lot of the things that I was receiving about crystals, I would pop it into Google and I'd get a confirmation that I'm not the only one that sees that within that type of formation or on the wall of a crystal, okay? So I feel like they're going to have that capability with many things, though. It could be music, it could be crystals, it could be, some sort of passion of theirs that's going to get turned on at different times. And some of them may come into this incarnation able to just do things like play the piano perfectly or create beautiful paintings. I've seen a lot of that within these children where they just come in and it's like they didn't forget anything about their past lives. If they were an amazing poet, singer, architect, whatever, it's like they just pick up where they left off when they come into this lifetime. So other things about them, they're going to have a very deep sensitivity, which is kind of across the board with all of these souls. But they're going to be very deeply sensitive and empathic and wise. They're going to probably say things that make you think differently. If you're a parent of a crystal child, they're going to wow you. They're going to wow you with their abilities, their talents, their information, their wisdom, and their perspective. And they're going to be able to just grab information from source or from their guides or just from their I am presence and deliver it to you without the filter, without the fear, without, oh my God, what if someone thinks I'm weird? They don't care because they're here on a higher frequency. That stuff isn't going to bother them as much, and they're going to be very intuitive. So they're going to have like a very strong intuition to know that person's not good for you, or that person's okay. You shouldn't do that. We shouldn't leave right now. Like these are the children that are having you do things that prevent you from a catastrophe or some horrible accident. They're going to know better than, Mom, I don't think we should go to the doctor right now, or I don't think we should do this thing right now. They're just going to know. And they're going to be very compassionate and empathic, so they're probably, going to see things that you don't see. they come in already pre-activated. I feel like when I teach people the Munay rites, I teach them a lot of things and activate them to be able to shift their perspective up, to look at both sides of a situation, to understand other people's, point of view. When, like, your best friend getting in a fight with her boyfriend, you may normally tend to be like, oh yeah, he's a jerk. But when you get activated to higher perspective and seeing through the eyes of the eagle, you may be like, oh, well, I can understand why he may feel that way, and also be able to share that with them in a way that still empathizes and doesn't cause conflict between you and that person, because you just have those eyes to see what needs to be said right here to help them to understand that other person that they're fighting with, and also to help them to not feel like belittled or just taken advantage of, or judged by you. So they're already going to come in like that, and they're going to have a very big creativity and imagination. They're going to know how to just create beautiful things and feel inspired. They're going to inspire others. They're probably going to come up with ideas to help this planet in amazing ways. Like, I saw something the other day where people were like, yeah, this whole place was just like destroyed, like all of the rivers, all of the waterways, they were full of pollution, and so we finally did something about it. We collected it all, we sorted it all, and now they're making chairs out of all of the sorted plastics that they had taken, and each chair is stamped with which river it came out of, and they really did a beautiful job at fixing stuff. But they're going to be the ones that know that and then have a love of nature, so they would want to incorporate that. They're going to have big ideas that actually make a difference in this world. They're going to be wise beyond their years, like I said, and they may just have profound answers to things that you wouldn't necessarily expect out of a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old, And then they're going to be old souls, okay? Like I said, they're going to be younger in their physical ability or their physical age, but their soul will be old. They're going to be ancient souls that have come in here with all of that wisdom and all of those gifts and all of that intuitive guidance and all the things that they've carried with them before. And they're probably going to have a lot of deja vu experiences. Some of them are going to remember things from those other lives and be like, I swear to God, I lived here, and get confirmation. I saw a post today, and in the comments of the post, there was a girl that was like, I've been having this recurring dream about this thing. And then today, I Googled what one of the words that came up in the dream was, and it led me to this house that had all of these synchronistic things in it that were so far-fetched. It was insane to think that was just like a coincidence, like very specific things. But she was getting the information she needed through her dreams to remember another life, another place that she's been in this world. And even down to like there was a child that lived there in the past that used to go out into this garden that was like a maze, and in her dream she was dreaming of a maze, like being in the garden, and a little girl, and all of the stuff that was like just in this random Google search that she took based out of a word that she saw in one of the dreams that she's been having about that place for years. And then an attraction to crystals and gemstones. So they're often going to love that stuff because of their calming, healing energy, and they have that calming energy. It's like one of their own. I feel like Nikolai Tesla always says that crystals are living entities, living beings. They have a soul. They're vibrating their frequency. They are living entities, and crystal children are basically now coming in and bringing that forth even more so than just like a crystal would. They may have unusual abilities such as telepathic ability, clairvoyance, healing with their hands. Some of them, may just naturally do things that are so different to others and mind-blowing to others, and that could take the spiritual route or even the physical route. And don't forget to follow my other channels, the Bridget Rao Tarot and the Bridget Rao Essentials, or visit my website, divineessential.com, or even go over to my Etsy shop, Divine Essential Store.